Hey everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas, Fight Up TV, being joined now with Israil Madrimov. Israel, good to see you. How have things been? I know you did a surgery a while ago, but how are you?
Alhamdulillah, all good. How are you?
Все хорошо, знает, что ты провел операцию, у тебя были там со здоровьем моменты. Как ты себя чувствуешь, как все проходит у тебя?
У меня все хорошо, алхамдулилlah, сейчас дома с семьей, отдыхаю и провожу реабилитацию, пока у меня накопилось все травмы, поэтому сейчас занимаюсь травмой.
Yes, thank God everything is okay. I'm at home spending time with my family. I had a lot of things to deal with, a lot of injuries coming through my career as an amateur and as a professional. So since there was a lot of things that was bothering me, we decided to take care of all it together and see how my body reacts and recovers.
What exactly, surgery-wise, did you do, and what injuries were these?
Какие операции ты делал? Что именно у тебя случилось? Последние, то, что вот колено, плечо и что там у тебя было еще? И как эти травмы получились? Что происходило? Как восстановление?
У меня, у всех спортсменов, боксеров есть травма, у меня тоже это накопилось, и я терпел, но вот после Virgil уже хотел вот это все травмы лечить и снова боксировать. После Кроуфорда у меня уже, до Кроуфорда уже была колено болел, потом решил потом сделать, и вот после Virgil уже операция говорила доктор и уже сделал. Алхамдулилlah, сейчас уже потихоньку в зал хожу и улучшаю процесс, иншаллах.
You know, as all the athletes, I'm not special. I'm having injuries too, and it's been following me. A lot of injuries, a lot of things happening in camps and stuff like that. So after the Crawford fight, I have an issue with my shoulder that I decided to deal with during the camp shoulder, and after the fight, there was an issue with a knee. So I decided to deal with it later when we got the fight proposal. Right after that, we decided to deal with it later. But during camp, it's been bothering me worse and worse, more and more. I couldn't do sprints and stuff like that. And my knee started bothering. So after the Virgil fight, we went on with the surgery, did the MRIs. So it was a complete tear on my meniscus and the partial tear on my shoulder ligament and some dental issues too, like the surgery that I had to went through for a while. So we just did all of it together, and luckily so far I'm ahead of schedule. I'm recovering well, and recently I got back to light training, and things are getting a little bit better. We'll see how my body responds in the next couple weeks, but so far so good. Feeling like the recovery goes the way it should.
Okay, now that makes sense as to I remember watching your fight against Virgil there in person, and I kept wondering, like, hey, Israel's not moving the way he usually does. He's not using lateral movement the way he usually does, and I just wondered, like, what's up? Like, his movement's not there. Now it makes sense.
Он говорит о том, что когда смотрел бой твой с Вирджилом, что у тебя было, он думал, почему ты так не двигаешься, как ты всегда двигаешься, и сейчас это как бы он понимает, что у тебя были проблемы с коленом там и так далее. Ты объясни, что там больше не в этом проблема была, просто то, что после болезни, а так как бы Вирджил тоже как бы молодец.
Да, я всех боксерам я с уважением отношусь. И когда я боксер с Богачуком, перед Богачуком я сильно болел с вирусом. Это у меня первый раз такой случай, такой вирус у меня провел. Никогда не был такого слабый и во время тренировки тоже ничего не делал. Не смог сделать. И решили отказаться от боя. И второй бой с Virgil'ом уже Турки Алашех уже сказали, все знали об этом. И я тоже думал, это просто так болезнь, и пройдет, и я восстановлюсь, и обратно с рингу боксирую нормально. А так это вирус очень сильно, как его, сильно было, поэтому у меня тяжело было вот это вирус, с вирусом бороться, чем тренировка. Это я знал в Америке, и 2 недели до боя уже сказали доктор, ты не готов до боя, и я не могу тебе что ты здоров, ты сможешь 100%, что ты хочешь. И я не отказался, не хотел подводить Турки Алашех и всех фанатов, поэтому я решил боксировать с Virgil.
Oh, I'll be honest. It's more of the knee was not an issue in the fight itself. The knee was an issue. It's just keep on bothering me, so I couldn't do the work that I used to, the explosive work in preparation for the fight. But the thing was realistically not about that. When we were in preparation for Sergey Bogachuk. That's when I picked up some virus back in Uzbekistan. It was first time training in Uzbekistan for a while. It was winter there. I don't know what happened. I got the virus, the kind of virus I never ever experienced before. It was worse than COVID or anything else. It was some sort of very tough version of bronchitis that hurt me the way I never felt hurt before. It went down to my lungs, and I've been off from training for like 10, 12 days, taking all the antibiotics and everything, but nothing helped. And getting back in camp, like I was weaker than ever. Like I couldn't do rounds. I couldn't spar. I literally couldn't spar with with the lower level guys for like 3 rounds. I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't breathe. I couldn't get couldn't get my shit together. I just couldn't understand what was going on. And so we started talking to all the doctors and everyone. What can we do? There was obviously nothing we could have done because the preparation were going all the way, and that's when it started to popping up that I'm gonna fight Virgil. Everyone started talking about that fight when my full concentration was at the time on Sergey. But like health wise, I just couldn't do nothing. Like literally, I was hurt the way I was never hurt before by that virus. So we decided to just cancel the fight because there was no way that I could have stepped in the ring, like literally no way. So after that, when from right there, I went 2 weeks later. I thought that 2 weeks is going to be enough for me, to recover, to get my health better, and to start preparation for Virgil because it was approximately like 8, 9 weeks away. So I went straight to Indio, and like through the whole camp, I just could not recover. Like it doesn't matter what I try to do, and it will be maybe one day better, and I will be able to spar like 6, 7 rounds, and the next day I will feel bad, and so things were happening. It was really, really tough. The fight was already scheduled. It was a great opportunity for me, to fight against one of the best 154 in Virgil. A huge opportunity in Riyadh, and I already pulled out of the fight. I didn't want to do that again, and of course, I tried to do all the best, all that I could have done. But the things played out. It's nothing towards Virgil. He's a great fighter, but unfortunately, I couldn't perform at my best, and I couldn't deliver the best performance that I know I could have done a little bit better for sure, you know, even in the condition. But if I would just prepared right for this fight, because I thought that if I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna feel better. But the doctors were saying that I should have just stay away from training completely and just prepare for the fight for 3-4 weeks instead of training for 8 weeks and just constantly hurting myself, you know, making things worse. So yeah, anyways, it wasn't really about the knee. Yeah, the accumulation of everything played a part, but the most, the bronchitis, the virus hurt my lungs. I just like could never breathe, like literally. After 5 rounds with Virgil, 4 or 5 rounds, I literally couldn't catch a breath. Like I couldn't breathe. In the corner, I was only thinking about like recovering as far as the breathing ability.
Yeah, it didn't look like you in there, to be honest. And yeah, it looked like you were tired by like the fifth round. You were breathing hard. With that said, I would imagine, you know, you weren't happy with that performance, and you'd like to get another crack if the opportunity ever presents itself against Virgil. How different of a fight do you think it would have been if you were not suffering from the effects of the bronchitis and the virus?
Он понимает, что ты недоволен своим выступлением против Верджила, что ты мог бы сделать лучше, но что ты думаешь насчет того, что если, ну, ты бы хотел еще раз получить шанс на такой бой, шанс с Верджилом, и как ты думаешь, бы сложился бы бой, если бы ты был бы абсолютно здоров?
М. Ну, если будет возможность, да, конечно, если я полностью здоров и вот это кемп в хорошем форме проводил бы, еще показал хорошие, лучшей форме, иншаллах. Поэтому вот эта причина сказать мне тоже это стыдно, потому что после боя говорит, это кто-то понимает, кто-то нет. Ну, я сам себе понимаю, как я прошел вот это кемп с Верджилом Ортисом перед бою. Поэтому, если будет возможность, я, иншаллах, покажу на лучшем как его форме.
You know, again, it's you know, I have a big platform, a lot of followers. You know, I never went, I never looked for excuses. All my fights, I always fought the best guys possible. You know, and where my performance, when I didn't deliver in my performance, I never looked for any sort of excuses or explanations. You know, so in this one, I feel a little bit embarrassed talking about it because the fight is already gone. You know, I lost the fight. I congratulated Virgil. He won, and I have absolutely no issues with it. It was my decision to step in the ring, so I don't blame anyone for it. Of course, I know that I could have done better. Of course, I know that if I was healthy, I would deliver a much better fight. And I'm not talking about the results of the fight. I'm just saying that the fight will be much more better competitive than it was. As far as how would it play out, I'm pretty sure that if, of course, right after the fight, the only person that I told that what was going on with me is I asked my manager to explain to His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh that I can deliver a much better fight. But at the end of the day, we have plans, but there's only one plan, is a God's plan. And if there is an opportunity to fight Virgil or to fight anyone else at the top, I'll always take it. You know, I always took all the fights coming into the professional career. My goal was to fight the best guys. And so far, I was able to fight against the two very best guys and give them both a great fights, you know. So I believe that I'm still young. I have a lot of energy in me left. And if my health will be fine, I'll deliver a great fight against anyone. And if the opportunity presents with Virgil, I asked His Excellency that I would love to have another crack at that fight. And if it happens, I'm pretty sure that Virgil is going to be prepared better. I'm going to be prepared better, and there's going to be a better fight all around.
How did it, because we didn't get a chance to speak to you, Israel, after the fight. How did Virgil's power feel? Because I know he's seen as a very, very big knockout puncher.
Как после боя мне не получилось тебя спросить, как Верджила сила удара, он сильный, он мощный, как ты его опишешь?
М. У него джеб хороший, я тоже чувствовал это. Э, Как говорится, средний. Ну, Крофорд сильнее был, так сравнить, если у него удар был, все на лучшем уровне, да. Ну, физически он крепкий, Virgil.
Yeah, so Virgil did surprise me with being very very responsible defensively. That was the biggest surprise. Now he has a very good stiff jab, Virgil, and he's overall physically strong. He's physically strong guy, but as far as the power and punches, it's solid. It's not crazy, you know, obviously. But as far as like the power in punches, Crawford is a sharper, bigger puncher than Virgil. But as far as strength, Virgil is a strong guy.
Oh wow. Okay. He thinks Crawford's punches had more like of an effect when he would land them compared to Virgil's.
Ты бы сказал, что у Крофорда удары как бы больше эффекта наносят, чем удары Верджила?
Да, это так.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah, something
wow.
like that.
Okay. Wow. Wow. All right. Given that, then, just because they're talking about this fight for Virgil, they're saying maybe Virgil against Duran Ennis. I'm just curious, what is Israel? What do you think about that fight? Who do you like in that fight?
А что ты думаешь, если бой состоится Верджил против Эниса? Как ты думаешь, кто в этом бою победит? И что ты думаешь об этом бое?
Ну, если Энис в хорошем форме, по очкам может выиграть. Если Virgil физически сильнее, то можно Virgil тоже может выиграть на этом бою.
You know, it's really hard to say. It depends on how they react to each other when they're in the ring. If Boots is in great shape and well prepared, he can outbox Virgil. But if Virgil is strong and well prepared, he can win this fight also. You know, just by pressure and dominance. You know, so it just depends. You never know until they step in the ring how they react to each other.
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering like how is Duran going to be able to like handle the pressure, the presence of Virgil always, you know, on him, always pressuring him. I would say like that's one of like the big questions.
Все задают вопрос о том, как сможет ли Энис реагировать на то, что Верджил всегда давит, как бы идет вперед, что он физически сильный. И вот все вот это задают вопрос, сможет ли Энис на это реагировать, как он сможет реагировать.
Ну, еще раз говорю, это если Энис хорошо готовится физически, он 12 раундов может двигаться, то можно хорошо показать свою технику и выиграть. У Эниса есть хорошая техника, поэтому все можно.
Once again, I believe it all comes down to once they're in the ring, how they react to each other's strength, you know, physicality. But Ennis has everything to win. Like he has all the tools in the world to win. He can box. Can he box for 12 rounds? Can he stay sharp and counter for 12 rounds? That's the question. That's his preparation. That's how he reacts to extra weight carrying. He will have to carry and. But you can never count out Virgil with his temper, with his presence, with his spirit. You know, like he's always there. He's always going to be trying to make it a fight. So it's really hard to predict. They're two top fighters, and it will only be being seen in the ring how they react to each other.
Because they're in your division, Israel. What do you think? This will be a two-part question, but this is the first part. What do you think about Sebastian Fundora's win over Tim Tszyu, and what do you think of him as a fighter? Because a lot of people say, like, "Oh man, like this guy's just too big, too tall, too lanky. Like, how are we supposed to fight against a guy like this?"
Спрашивает насчет Фундоры. Что ты думаешь вообще о Фундоре? И как тебе его победа вторая над Дзю? И сомневался ли ты в том, что будет победа? И что вообще ты думаешь насчет Фундоры как бойца? Что все говорят, что... Кто-то говорит, что он очень хороший, кто-то, что не очень хороший. Что ты думаешь?
Да, Фундора очень хороший боксер, и у него плюс, как говорится, он выше, и у него есть тоже удар, и он в ближнем бою тоже работает. Вот это тоже фишка у него. И он реально хороший боксер. А с Тим Зюм он уже читал, и Тим Зю тоже до второго боя уже упал, нокаутом был уже, поэтому не себе был Тим Зю. И Фундора сейчас реально он докажет, что он на этом весе, как говорится, топ.
Well, first of all, I do know him. I know him personally. He's a great human. They're great human beings. They're great professional athletes, and he is who he is. He proved that in the ring. I knew that before, and I know how good he is. We sparred together. We worked together, so I know his strengths. I know his sides that you can use against him too. I know how good he is, and the thing with him, I don't wanna talk about his. Like everyone knows his strength. But people thinking that him being tall, it's awkward as hell. Yes, he's awkward, but as far as boxing, let's just with him, it doesn't matter how strong you are, how good you are. You have to stay so on point for all 12 rounds to be able to actually beat him. Well, obviously, everyone knows there's always a lucky punch opportunity chances. Like you can land one punch and just finish the fight at any given moment in any fight. But other than that, if we take away the lucky punch with Fundora, it will take a lot to beat him. You have to be physically stronger than him. You have to push him because he's very physically strong. People think that he's this skinny guy. No, he's not. He's physically strong guy. He has a very solid power in his punches. I believe he creates it with the leverage. How long his hands are, and you can never feel comfortable if you're in the distance. He keep tagging you. You get inside. He's really good on the inside. He's awkward. He has solid power. He's physically strong. He has a good endurance. So he's really that good. When the fight with Tim Tszyu happened, like first fight, I thought that Fundora is gonna stop him. Everyone was talking about teams being caught, but nobody was talking about Fundora having a broken nose. So second fight when it was scheduled, I was confident that if there is no lucky punch, then Fundora is going to win it, and he's going to dominate more than he did, especially since Team already got knocked out in the previous fight and mentally just wasn't himself from a couple years ago. Of course, you have to deal with it as a mental part. You're stepping in the ring, being dropped, hurt, knocked out, in the brutal fashion. It's really tough. So although kudos, respect to both guys, but the fight wasn't. I knew how the fight is going to go, and Fundora proved that he's the number one at 154 today.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you, Israel, is if you felt that Fundora is the best guy in the division, or other people like Virgil or maybe Zayas could be at number one, but you feel that it is Fundora who's number one at 54 right now.
Он хотел спросить, ты думаешь, что Фундора номер один сейчас? Или Virgil, или Александр Заяс, или кто ты считаешь, что лучший в 154?
Я считаю, Фундора первый.
Это с учетом, что если Кроуфорд уже не боксирует, да?
Да, если не боксирует Кроуфорд, уже Фундора.
Yeah, if Terrence is not in the picture of 154, if we're taking him away from this picture, then I think that, in my opinion, Fundora is the best fighter because he proved it. He has the belts and he's been in this division for all his career.
Yeah, and you could tell too, like his confidence is at an all-time high. Like I felt like he mentally he was different coming into this zoo rematch, and like he just had just a lot more like confidence, and also like he I don't know, I equate it to confident, like he knows like he belongs there.
Даже по его уверенности психологически, что такое Фундора, он очень уверенный в себе, что типа он как будто бы уже знает, что он лучший, что он победит там и так далее. То есть у него вот такая вот психология, это ему кажется.
Ну да, Фундора, я говорю, у него рост очень помогает на бою. Это неудобство остальным. Мне тоже так было, потому что я до Фундора я просто играл с Бахадиром. У меня есть олимпийский чемпион Бахадир Джалалов. У меня так тяжело было попасть в него. И когда я с Фундором спарринг провел, тоже это чувствовал. Поэтому уже второй бой с Тим Дзю, это уже видно было. Фундора чувствовал уже Тим Дзю и добивал.
Yeah, you know, once again, he does have a confidence. He's psychologically stable, but also I'm telling you, like that height, like before him, I only like I have my best friend and one of my best friends, and he's a two-time Olympic champion heavyweight, Bakadir Jalalov, big Uzbek. He's 6'6", and Fundora is the same size. And I used to drill with Jalalov, just like playing a game, you know, touch, and then like just drilling together all the time. And it's always crazy hard to touch him, you know, that made me work extra hard. And here you have a same size guy, and that gives you like it's hard to really touch him to get to him to Fundora. He makes you work extra hard, and when you're trying to rest and think that you're safe, you're not, because he still can touch you, he still can reach you, he makes you work even when you're trying to rest. So that's something that about him that will always give him advantage against anyone, you know, like you have to be physically prepared for the 12 rounds, not for 12 rounds, but more rounds than that, you know. And physically he's strong, and he has his advantages and he knows how to use them. So he's smart also.
How hard were those sparrings?
Насколько тяжелые спарринги с Фундорой?
Ну, это рост здесь много чего роль играет, потому что как его 2 раза энергия надо попасть на Фундору.
Но типа что, слабые, не сильные, ну тяжелые спарринги, не тяжелые.
Да, непривычный, да, у нас же одинаковый, так говорится, рост, да, а у него 2 раза выше, поэтому попасть это 2 раза надо использовать энергия, да, так скажем.
You know, it's mentally very draining because you have to think all the time. It's a physical sparring always, and any sparring kind of like gives you different look. With him, when you step in the ring with him, is just something that I believe that most of the boxers have not experienced, like being against such a tall guy. And as I said, you have to work double shift to to be able to deliver things that you want. Because usually I'll be able to get out, get in, and like touch people with certain punches, set it up. With him, you have to waste double the energy, to do the same thing. And it's not like he's untouchable or something. No, but it's hard to deliver those things, those setups, and you can make it just like a physical fight, but he's also, as I said, like he's not a weak physically guy. He's tough, he's strong, and he really knows how to. With being this long, he knows how to work on the inside.
So at this point, Israel, the surgeries are done. When do you think you'll get back to like full-time training, and when do you think you'll get back to the ring?
Сейчас у тебя прошли операции, ты в восстановительный процесс идешь. Что ты думаешь, когда ты сможешь вернуться в ринг, когда ты сможешь вернуться к полноценным тренировкам?
Сейчас продолжаю лечиться, где есть травмы. Посмотрим, если организм и травмы лечим, и в конце года, может, декабрь, иншаллах, вернемся.
Yeah, I'm still in the process of rehabilitation after the surgeries. I'm still working on recovering my lungs from the bronchitis. Like I'm still going through the testings every 2-3 weeks, to see to do the blood work, to see the results and everything. But as far as like overall health, I'm feeling better, and we approached to the team also that when there was an opportunity, if there is a good big opportunity for a big fight, we're ready to consider any offer, against the top guys. But if it's at any time, but if it's nothing significant, then I believe that I'll be ready by the end of the year to step back in the ring. Hopefully, God bless, maybe December, for to come back and to test myself, to see what I'm capable of after all this long period of the recovery.
Wow. Yeah, I would imagine then this has been a little frustrating then, having to deal with all these physical issues.
Наверное, было тяжело со всеми вот этими физическими проблемами иметь дело, как бы разбираться со всеми этими болезнями и со всем остальным.
Да, очень тяжело был. Я даже не провел 12 раундов спарринг. Я до боя как говорится, с болезнью я дрался, да, так скажем. Я не, так скажем, не готовился к бою. Я просто с болезнью я боролся.
Yeah, it was very tough. It is still, it's much better now, but I'm still working on in the process. But it's very tough mentally, like last time I went 12 rounds in sparring was in preparation for Terence Crawford. Like since that time, I could never do more than 6-7 rounds sparring, and being in preparation for one of the toughest guys in the division. And I know Virgil. I've been with Virgil in the ring before. I know how. So it's mentally pressure, big pressure to get ready for someone that is going to be there for 12 rounds, and you can't spar even like 6-7 solid rounds. It's been an issue, as a fighter. It's hard to deal with it, and when you're not training for getting better, you're only training and hoping for getting in better shape or something like that, so to get in shape. So it's been hard, but again, God willing, we'll see what God has for me in the future.
Yeah, I was hoping, because I had asked you about maybe potentially helping Crawford prepare for Canelo, because you helped Bivol Dimitri prepare for Canelo, that I would see you pop up in camp with Crawford. But yeah, with what you've been telling me with the injuries and everything like that, obviously that's not possible. But What's your perspective having fought Terrence? Him now fighting Canelo, moving up 2 more weight classes to fight a lot bigger guy.
Он говорит о том, что да, понимает, что у тебя вот эта вся история со здоровьем, потому что он у тебя спрашивал, ты говорил, что ты не против помочь Кроуфорду подготовиться к Канело, учитывая, что ты Диме помогал готовиться к Канело, что ты бы мог и Терренсу помочь, но понимает, что сейчас у тебя такое здоровье, что ты не можешь помочь. Но вообще, что ты думаешь по этому бою? Какой бы, может быть, ты бы мог дать совет, или как ты видишь вообще этот бой, варианты какие?
Сейчас всем интересно вот это бой, потому что а, они занимают паунд-то-паунды. Кроуфорд, у Кроуфорда есть высокий IQ, и обоих стойках он может боксировать, он можно давить и бегать, и даже ближний бой тоже может. Поэтому мне тоже интересно, если он не набирает лишний вес, может тоже выиграть это. Есть шанс.
Yeah, that's a most intriguing fight right now. The whole world is watching. No one expected that, but thankfully to His Excellency and Riyadh, we're getting this fight, and it's unbelievable. It's a special fight. As far as the fight itself, yeah, I would easily and would love to help Terrence in preparation, but as like I'm not in the stage, of helping him right now with as far as my abilities. But for him, if because Terrence has everything in the world, he's probably the highest IQ boxer in the world. He knows everything, and some people saying he can turn righty, lefty. He has power. He's strong. He's physically gifted. He's a great athlete, so he has all the tools. Canelo is Canelo. Everyone knows who's Canelo and what's his strong sides. Some people saying like, "Oh, Terrence has to run, but he can run." I don't think he can run. I think, first of all, I think he can. It's just that he never was pushed to run before, but that doesn't mean that he can't box for 12 rounds. Like people saying that, oh, he's not really a boxer like that. But maybe he just would never push to that. So that doesn't mean that he can't do that. I believe he can do whatever and he can adjust to whatever. The question is how the physicality is going to be. How is he going to react? And in my opinion, the only thing Terrence should avoid is gaining weight. That's what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't try to compete with Canelo in that department by just being bigger, bulkier, stronger. I don't think that that's a good idea. I would never gain weight for someone like Canelo. I would stick to who Terrence Crawford is, and being around that weight. But I believe that Terrence has all the tools, but it's all gonna come down to like how they step into the ring, how they approach to each other.
Yeah, have you seen photos of Terrence? He does look a little bulkier now.
Ты видел фотографии? Ты видел, что Терренс выглядит таким большим сейчас? Это
Да, я тоже это видел. Это, я думаю, это зря тоже массу набрать. Я думаю, Тернусу надо свой вес контролировать и легкий быть надо на бою.
никто не побил его за счет силы, да, еще?
Да,
Только
у него все есть, поэтому надо аккуратно с весом просто.
that's yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I know Terrence is very smart, and maybe they try to trick everyone with those pictures. Maybe those are from years ago, but he's saying that no one ever beat Canelo with strength, with like he was beaten by boxers. He was outboxed, he was outclassed, but he was never beaten by strength by some of the strongest guys. So I would say that Terrence has everything he needs to to compete, to look good and everything. But in my opinion, that could only hurt, by being slower, not being able to carrying that weight, just because he didn't used to it.
You, in your personal opinion, Israel, what happens in the fight?
Твое личное мнение, что ты думаешь произойдет в бою?
Канело Крофорд.
Да.
Если 12 раундов, вот это говорю, вот, если не лишний вес Крофордом, то можно 50 на 50. Крофорд тоже можно выиграть, и Канело тоже. Если он больше набирает, то тяжело будет, и Канело можно даже досрочно тоже можно выиграть.
Hard pick. In my opinion, if Terrence is Terrence, if he's not going to gain weight, if he's just going to be himself, weighing in at under the 68 limit, and just being himself, I see it as a 50-50 fight. I believe that Terrence can win on points, can do great. But if he's gonna gain weight and if he's gonna try to compete with Canelo in where Canelo is good at and strong, then I see Canelo as a favorite, and I think that Canelo may be able to catch and hurt Terrence if he tries to work in on his field, where Canelo is good.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, how is Terrence going to react to Canelo's punches over the course of 12 rounds? And if that's going to affect him, given that Canelo is a bigger guy, he's used to fighting bigger guys, and Terrence has never felt like this type of power. And this is his first time up at 168 pounds, getting hit with someone as powerful as Canelo with 10-ounce gloves.
Он говорит, это большой вопрос, как Канело будет реагировать на силу. Никто не знает, как Кроуфорд будет реагировать на силу Канело на протяжении 12 раундов в маленьких перчатках. Он никогда этого раньше не испытывал, как бы в реальном бою. И никто не знает, как будет реагировать. У тебя же был опыт ты с Димой и с Беком и так далее. То есть ты знаешь разница какая в физической силе и так далее. В размер.
Ну да, размер тоже имеет право и роль играет. Я спарринговал с Биволом, тоже чувствовал это. Ну, сейчас это как его, тоже вопрос. Крофорд, он умный и уже много опытов обоих. Поэтому сейчас не знаю, как сказать. Для меня тоже очень интересно, потому что вот говорил, у Кроуфорда есть удар тоже. Ну, Канело перед Кроуфордом не такой сильным боксером, он не дрался, так скажем, да, в таком уровне. А Кроуфорд уже другой класс, поэтому сейчас очень интересно вот этот вопрос.
It's very interesting and intriguing. You never know that. I personally know, as I've been as I've been helping Bivol in preparation and worked with Beck, and work with the big boys, and I know how it is. I know what's the difference there. There are weight classes for a reason. There are different strength, power, and everything. Of course, I'm talking about a high level people that I'm talking about. Not like you can go and spar like 75 pounders, no problem. You have to see who you're sparring, what level, and it's a big difference. But again, fighting is different and from sparring. And but Terrence is that smart, that good. He is he adjusts, he knows when to switch on and off. He's all around good, like he's your favorite. He's we call him your favorite fighter. Like he is the guy who's who creates, and able to accomplish things. He just he plans to do something and he's able to do that. Like he's that good. And as far as the IQ, I don't think that Canelo in his recent fight fought anyone close to Terence. Because Terence can adjust to everything and he reads things. So I still give edge in that department to Terence, and I think that he can adjust on a fly, really, really easy. And with Canelo, I don't think that he can. If Terence gives him some different looks and keep switching, and keep doing different things, I don't think that Canelo can adjust to that easily.
Just because you mentioned it, Israel, how big of a difference is the power from the bigger guys, you being at 54 and sparring the bigger guys? Is it like a noticeable difference? Or is it something where like, no, I could handle, like Terrence should be able to handle this type of power over 12 rounds?
Ты боксировал с большими ребятами, то есть разница сильная, когда ты боксируешь там в своем весе или когда вот там с Димой, там с Беком, еще с кем-то. То есть большая разница в силе удара вообще, то есть в ощущениях.
Ну, да, это есть удар как говорится, два веса вещи будет, чувствуется это сразу. Ну, у меня есть такой мнение, я когда спарринг сделаю с большими, я постараюсь как бы легко двигаться и много, как говорится, точнее удар сделать. И у меня есть сделать сенсацию, да, так скажем. Никто не ожидает, ну, вот это сюрприз сделать, хочу сделать всем такой большой спарринги или бои.
Yeah, of course, moving up two weight classes feels different. Again, against solid guys, like not just guy who weighs heavier, but against legit people. Of course, you feel noticeable difference. Of course, if you're not too brain damaged, you're not gonna try to go and compete with those guys just blow by blow. I always getting in the ring with Bivol or Beck or like I'm trying not to get hit. I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to be more elusive. Like my job with them is touch them and don't get touched back. So obviously it's a sparring, you get hit and you can feel that. But my goal with the big boys always to avoid of getting hit, stay elusive, keep working, and to use it to help. If I'm helping them, I'm trying to help them in the department. Like with Bevel, I was trying to help with the head movement and just being slick, and being able to duck the punches and come back with something big, wild, explosive, So I can't tell you that I took their best shots, but it definitely you can feel the difference. But my goal was always like try not to get hit by those guys clean, and not to take any punishment in those rounds.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Terrence's goal too in the fight.
Он думает, что Терренс тоже будет стараться не получать по голове.
Wrapping up, Israil, you're hoping to return December of this year. Who are you eyeing? Who are you targeting? Like, what fight do you feel, in your personal opinion, if you could choose, would make sense for a return fight?
Ты сейчас, дай бог, все в порядке, восстанавливаешься и говоришь о том, что хотел бы вернуться в ринг в конце года, в декабре. Если бы ты мог выбирать, понятно, что сейчас там сильно не выберешь, но если бы ты мог выбирать, с кем бы ты бы хотел бы подраться, с кем бы ты хотел бы разделить ринг?
Да, сейчас я восстановлюсь и посмотрим. Ну, я последний бой проиграл и не могу ничего сказать. Ну, если для меня будет возможность, я бы с удовольствием с Бахрамом Муртазалиевым боксировал бы, потому что он сейчас чемпион, хороший боксер, поэтому, если получается, я с ним и дрался, потому что я хочу с чемпионом, с топ-боксером боксировать и показать всем боксерским фанам хороший бой.
Of course, as you said, yes, the health is the priority, and now I know it more than ever. But and I'm not in the position. I lost my fight to Virgil, so I'm not in the position to pick and choose. I understand how the boxing world business works, but if I could name maybe one guy that I would love to fight, I would maybe say Bakram Mortazaliev,
Oh wow.
the IBF champion. He's the guy who seems to be most avoided, and from what I'm seeing. And if I would have opportunity, I would really love to fight him, as he's one of the champions, and I would prefer to fight the champions. And I already fought with Virgil, fought with Terrence, so there are not many top guys out there, and he's an IBF champion, great fighter. I would absolutely love to share the ring with him.
Why? No one wants to fight that guy. Why do you want to fight that guy, Israel? Just because it's the title, or is there something more?
Почему никто не хочет с ним драться, все отказываются с ним боксировать, а почему ты хочешь с ним драться? Просто из-за титула или у тебя что-то личная какая-то история?
Личной истории нету, просто я хочу с чемпионом и хочу доказать, я таким же уровнем, да, Crawford, так скажем, Crawford, Vergil, Ortiz, и на этом дивизионе есть Israil Madrimov, поэтому хочу это доказать и показать, потому что сейчас в данное время у Бахрама Муртазалиев доказал, он чемпион, он сильный, поэтому я тоже хочу с ним бой.
No, absolutely nothing personal. It's only because I want to be challenged, and he's the guy who will motivate me to train, and there is something to prove. I like to surprise people. I like to, to bring surprises to the ring. But he is one of the champions. He proved that he's one of the best by, destroying one of the best. And I've been in the ring with Terrence, with Virgil, and I want to prove that I'm on that level, on the highest level at this division, and there is no better way to prove it but against one of the best guys, and it's just it's only sport. It's only for the sport purpose and reason, nothing, absolutely nothing personal.
I love it. I'd love to see that fight, Israel.
Он мусульманин, он наш брат, поэтому просто спортивный, это бокс, спортивный интерес, так сказать.
Yeah, we both Muslims. I have nothing but respect, and there is nothing personal. It's not the pinch toward him. No, it's just like if I could have picked the fight, I would love to see where I'm at and to prove to everyone that I'm still here and that I'm one of the best.
Yeah, it's the challenge. It's wanting to be the best. I would love to see that fight. It would be a very interesting one, style wise, as well. Israel, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you heal up and get healthy quick. And I look forward to you return to the ring. All right.
Израил, да, это был бы классный бой, он бы хотел его увидеть тоже. Надо сказать его величеству, чтобы надо этот бой, наверное, сделать, да? И ждет увидеть тебя в ринге снова.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I have the big fans in the professional boxing, and I want back to work, inshallah, and Я хочу показать хороший бой и наслаждали боксерские фанаты.
Yes, all the goal is still the same, to show skills, to show my skills to the world, to show the good boxing and exciting fights.
All right, that was Israil Madrimov. Israil, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye.